Hey there, hope you're having a lovely day. Here we are on the farm. It's just our little spot in the suburbs for now, but we're going to be expanding. We've got a couple extra of these 55-gallon barrels. These things are super duper useful to use as mixing chambers and spawning chambers for our mycelium here on our mushroom farm. It's a little permaculture farm, little suburban permaculture farm to start with, but mushrooms are the main focus because they grow exponentially, and I'm a mycologist. I love permaculture, but mushrooms in particularly is something that the science of mushrooms it lights me right up. So one of my big goals is to make Paul Stamets go wow. Like, I want to build things here and show it to Paul Stamets one day and have him go wow. And all the other mushroom farmers too. I want them to go, wow, what a cool idea. I got a lot of love and respect for all of the other farmers out there that are doing cool things and innovating, and we've learned a lot from them. The guys at Grow Cycle, the guys at North Spore. There's a couple other channels that Southwestern Mushrooms. Those you guys are doing great things, and you've shared a lot of valuable information with me. Plenty of other people that I haven't named yet, named here. Also a bunch of other permaculture channels that I'm getting lots of inspiration from myself. But this is what we're up to here at Renegade Spores. Is we're starting off with a bucket operation, and I figured, heck, the buckets work so well, why not upgrade to some barrels? Now, I'm not growing mycelium out of the barrels. I haven't drilled any holes in these. I'm just using them as mixing chambers and spawning chambers to run spawn in. So once these things have these are food grade buckets, barrels, I believe, and then they've got these two ports at the top, one small, one big. So this really works super duper well for draining as well as filling, and we can take the whole top off of it and seal it back on. It's a hermetic seal around there. So these things are really, really super duper useful for us. And this is my own unique little idea that I came up with after watching a couple of permaculture channels and a couple of mushroom channels and growing some mushrooms myself over the years. But I came up with this idea to use these giant chambers so that we can grow bulk substrate. And one of the things that I want to do, I'm a larger than life MF to keep it kid friendly. I'm a larger than life mother. I like to do things big. I like to go hard. I like to go long. I like to go, all the way, because the planet Earth needs us to go all the way. A lot of important little details to focus on, but like, our planet needs big solutions. Humanity needs big solutions. Our society needs big solutions. And we're up here in Canada. Let's see, I'm in Ontario right now. Up in Canada, we're in deep trouble. Our government's printing money like it's going out of style. They're taxing us into oblivion at the same time. So we pay for the money that they print, and then we pay for the increase in taxes. And then they're also going after the farmers and going after our civil liberties and our rights and irresponsibly immigrating. Now, Canada is a country built on immigrants, of course. It's a beautiful thing. But it's irresponsible to tilt the numbers in such a direction that you're bringing so many immigrants into the country that you can't give them affordable housing or work, and that you're also causing significant cultural disruption to our own country. So thank Justin Trudeau and the Liberal Party for the last decade of the situation Canada's in. There's tent cities going everywhere. Overdoses, suicides, all kinds of things have skyrocketed through the COVID years. We're in trouble here in Canada, and one of the biggest things. I'm a prepper. I'm a prepper. I've been thinking about preparedness since I was 12 years old because I never trusted anybody. Had good reason not to. Not that I have never placed my trust in people, but I've had a lot of life lessons that show me you just can't trust anybody. Hell, sometimes you can't even trust your own self. A lot of the time, people can't even trust themselves, is what it is, right? But one of the most important things, in my opinion, to live a good life is to be prepared, to be well educated, to be well practiced, to be, not only specialize, but also to diversify. So I'm a passionate person. I love to learn. I love to grow. I love to study new things. And I think one of the corners of preparedness is food food self-sufficiency. So if you can grow your own food and you can also supply food to your friends and neighbors, you're a valuable human being. And you're providing a valuable service to the environment too. You're not only providing food for friends and family, you're providing, if you grow food, you're growing food for the whole ecosphere. You're growing food for plants and animals as well too, right? And mushrooms, which are somewhere in between. Did you know that mushrooms are actually, humans and mushrooms have more in common than mushrooms and plants, or humans and plants? Mushrooms are more like us than they are like plants. Isn't that wild? Yeah, far out, right? Anyway, this is what we're doing. We're filling these things up. These also work really well for treating substances. So it's not just for spawning or mixing, but also we ran into a problem. We got a whole bunch of wood chips, right? We got lots and lots and lots of wood chips that we got delivered, and then mold came. Because some of the bark had been exposed to mold, and the rain came and I didn't cover it. I wasn't thinking. I let it go for a couple of weeks without considering, what was happening, and we were growing the wrong kind of fungus. So we had to do all kinds of work to process it. That was sort of our trial by fire in the beginning, and it was a wonderful experience of watching nature play itself out. But our wood chips could have easily become food for the wrong kind of fungus, the wrong kind of mushrooms. Not really mushrooms, a mold. There's a mold growing on them. And then we would have ended up with a bunch of soil. It still goes back into the environment. So this is a sort of a net positive business model that I've come up with. In full disclosure, I'm a health and wellness practitioner by profession, and an artist and a musician. And one day, years ago, I woke up after a pretty tough wake-up call in a relationship and realized that starving artists and broke healers and people, visionaries that nobody knows about, aren't going to change the world. One of the things we need to do is to embrace the sort of more conservative leaning side of the psychology and the social sphere, and learning how to embrace wealth, learning how to learn essential skills like business skills like sales and marketing and targeting. I went all the way off on the left side into total hippie land. That's sort of where I came from, actually. Well, I came from way up there in outer space, but most of my life was off over on the left side. There's a lot of beautiful things over there, but these two sides of ourselves, of each and every one of us, the left and right hemispheres of the brain, the left and right political and ideological spheres of a society. These are the yin and yang, the great powers of yin and yang, man and woman, masculine and feminine energy. I went there. I just actually said those two things. Yep. Awkward these days, I guess, to to have a conversation about nature. That blows my mind. But I don't want to get canceled, so I'm not going to talk too much more about that. Anyway, yeah, I went off on the other direction to learn a bunch of business skills and to learn about money and to learn about economics and geopolitics and all of that. And now this is turning into a hell of a rant, isn't it? Anyway, I just want to show you our mushrooms and our mushroom operation. But these things are super duper useful for also treating. So we ended up with all this mold and stuff like that. We had to hit it with bleach and soap and some hydrated lime. And don't hate me if you're an environmentalist, because more of that stuff ends up in the environment, down the drains out of someone's swimming pool than it did out of this pile of wood chips. But they're still covered in stuff, and we put the stuff on it. We treated it with this solution that we made because we wanted to inhibit the growth of molds and funguses that we don't want, that we're not trying to cultivate. And then the flip is that these barrels are allowing us to rinse a bunch of that stuff off and to clean the substrate that we're working with, and to prepare it so that we can cultivate the mushrooms that we do want. And that's the trick when you're dealing with mycology, is cultivating the culture that you want and not the one you don't. Mushrooms and funguses have survived all of the major cataclysms in ancient geological history of this entire planet. Mushrooms are the oldest life form in the world, and they're extremely intelligent and capable. The thing is, you just want to grow the ones that you want, not the ones you don't. So that's what we're up to over here at Renegade Spores. Much love. We're trying to grow lots and lots of food and medicine, and also to empower other people to do the same for their neighborhoods you know, because the world is going to hell in a handbasket. But if you can count on your friends and neighbors, you're good to go.